Well, over the years, many countries, especially developing ones, have witnessed increasing costs and poor performance of state-owned enterprises, resulting in heavy financial losses. With the introduction of privatization, many expect it will promote efficiency, attract new investment, and help in developing and deepening domestic financial markets. Well, some public assets and utilities at risk of privatization include water and sanitation services, electricity and energy utilities, transportation, healthcare, and healthcare, among other sectors. Experts say that privatization of these essential services may result in private companies prioritizing profit over public interests, resulting in higher costs for consumers and reducing accessibility to these essential services. Let's speak now. Let's bring in the National President of the Amalgamated Union of Public Corporations, Civil Service, Technical and Recreational Services Employees, Comrade Benjamin Anthony, to talk to us about this issue. Comrade, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Good morning.
Right, but what do you think about the privatization policy in Nigeria? Of course, we've seen the PPP concept in, for example, now power, but then that has received so many knocks. Across other sectors too, we've also seen a semblance of that. But looking at it from where you stand, in the hat that you wear, how much of a success has it brought us?
Well, thank you very much. Looking at privatization generally, privatization will never bring anything good to the people. You put public utilities on the hands of private people, and these private people are out to make more gains, profit, and then you put profit over the people. Yeah. You know, it cannot work. When you look at the privatization of electricity, let's take it as a single thing and then x-ray it and look at it. Since when electricity in Nigeria was privatized, did you see any improve? No, because these people have not even invested anything into the power sector up to today. They have not. When you go around, you will not see even one town that this discourse have said, okay, let's go and electrify this town or this estate. They will wait for you. You buy your poles, buy your wires, buy your transformer, pay them, they will do everything, then they will come and all those things. So looking at privatization, there is no gain. There's no gain. It's just taking us aback.
Well, if you look at it, you've also been agitating for a wholesale water privatization, because there is this looking at, okay, let us make it efficient to ensure that there is privatization of some of these non-performing, assets that belongs to the country. So you are against the water privatization in Lagos and different states across the country. Why are you particularly against that of water privatization?
Well, when you say non-performing, to us, these entities can perform very well. But it is because of that idea that World Bank or IMF has sold to our government that privatize these utilities. And that is why now they will appoint someone that has no knowledge to go and head those organizations, or they will refuse to fund those organizations. And if you don't fund those organizations, how would they perform? How would they service the Nigerian people? They will not. So what is there is that water, is an essential thing. Everybody needs water, and water is life. You can't do anything in this world without water. And it's a God-given commodity to all of us. And now we have water everywhere in Nigeria. For government to process this water for our consumption, now we say we will not do it. We will take it and give it to private people.
But there is a problem on ground,
yes,
especially with the issue of government providing water. We used to see that back in the days. It's no more. And so that surely makes a case for privatization, doesn't it?
No. You see, that problem you are saying is man-made problem. Okay. Now, this is a station, and you have gadgets. And now, the owner refuses to buy new gadgets. If one is bad, no replacement. Do you think that the organization will go on? No. It's man-made. If government say, okay, we prioritize that we are going to give you water and chemical and all the requirements that need to give the public a clean water are given. No, let me tell you, Nigerians are not saying they don't want to pay for those for the consumption. No, people are ready to pay, but because these Bretton Woods institutions, they want to use those things to get more money. Then they now advise the government on the way to go. Privatize this. Very, very important. Lagos, how many people? We have more than 21 million people in Lagos. Come and think of it. You privatize water in Lagos. And look at the implication of privatizing this water. I continue to say.
Let us even understand privatization of water. Let's understand what it means. Could you help us to break it down? What exactly are they privatizing? Is it the waterways? Is it the water that flows into your compound? Is it the one that you sink in your compound? Because I know that back in the day, we used to have pipe-borne water. Yeah. And when you see some of these roads reconstructed, they take away the pipe-borne water, and then you have no water supply in your compound again. Could you help us demystify this water as an asset on its own self before it is privatized? Okay.
The water we are talking about is the water that the pipes lay to your own house. We have the water works that process the water for public consumptions. So this is the water we are talking. If you talk of the boreholes and other, it's another thing that, you know, the bill was killed during Buhari time. That is the water resource bill. That one is a different game. Because if that one even happened, it's the worst. Because you sank your borehole. You cannot take water from that borehole until you have a license. If you have a river at the back of your house, you cannot take that water until you have license to go and take that water. Your neighbor cannot take water from your house until he also have the license to take water. That was the whole gamut of the water resource bill. That one is different. But this one is the one that takes water to your house and my house for daily consumption. Is the one that we are talking about.
Okay, and then you are also saying that that is not what people need, but perhaps better governance. That's where you stand. But are you also speaking about this, you know, from the angle of maybe fear of job losses in your capacity as a union leader? When you now look at how the power privatization, for example, has, taken off and evolved over the years?
Well, first of all, we as a union, we look at the lives of the people, the general populace. We look at the lives. What are they supposed to gain from governance? If you say good governance, what does that provide to you? We look at it, that is the number one thing. We look at it, and we look at the essential of that commodity. Then, before we come and look at
your constituents internally.
Yes, okay. The job losses. Okay. And you can see that we did a study of all the water corporations in Nigeria. I think they have been destroyed by various governments. Right. They have been destroyed because of this idea passed to our elites or rulers or leaders.
About privatization?
Yes. Many, let me assure you that many state governors use this thing to collect, to borrow money, and from World Bank or IMF or other Bretton Woods financial institutions. And the idea is you have to go and ensure that you work towards privatizing your water.
Mm. Interesting stuff. So if you're looking at this, we are torn between what the government should do for the people and what the people are not exactly getting from the government, you know, even though they are the one that actually put them in power. But if you're benchmarking these against what happens outside of the country, for instance, if you look at the developed world, we have the United States, we have the United Kingdom, Australia, etc., who ensure that their residents pay bill. I remember being at my younger sister's place in Cardiff, and she was always worried about me using the water anyway. I wanted to use it. So she's paying the bill. So are you saying that we should begin to pay for this water, you know, that is supplied to our homes through the through the pipe, or we should make it, instead of making it efficient by privatizing it, then the money should go to the government, or we should get it freely from the government? Where exactly do you stand?
See, let me take you this word efficient by privatizing. This, if you privatize water today, you will not see any efficiency in it. What happened in Paris has taken over their water. They have taken over their water. They privatized it before, but there is no efficiency in privatization. So
why is it working in the United States? I mean, United Kingdom.
With time, you will see what will happen.
Yeah, but it was actually privatized in 1989 in the US.
With time, you will see what will happen. Just give us time. You will see what will happen. And we are not saying that the consumer should consume this water free, because you use machines to process this water, you use chemical to process it. Just get the water for them, and the consumer are ready to pay. People in places like Abuja today, most of the areas, they have pipe-borne water, and people are paying. They have even prepaid meter. Once the money you load it is off, water stop coming to your house. People are ready. If people are not ready, why should people, because of lack of water, they will go and be sinking boreholes? And let me tell you, the negative effect of boreholes, earthquake, in the near future, we are going to get it, because the earth layers are being eroded.
But if the union knows that, what is the union, doing? As you advocate for public, so you are kicking against private-public now, advocating for public, public partnership. That's right. Let's put that on hold. We'll come back after this break.
We don't like to eat better, more nutritious meals, more veggies, but we want it tasty and easy too. Knorr Cubes, that's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic. And enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
Some say learning is fun, but as a mom, I see how demanding it can be for my child. That's why I ensure he starts every day with a cup of Bonvita. Bonvita, prepare them to win every day.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us again. We're still talking about the progress or otherwise in Nigeria's privatization policy, and we still have with us our guest in the studio. Let's talk some more about this. Now, I was asking you a question, comrade, about now that the union is advocating, your union is advocating for public partnership, as the way to go. What are you doing, to engage with governments? Because we've already established failings of successive government in, provision of basic commodities such as water, power, and oil. So what are you doing to change the narrative?
Well, we as a union, in conjunction with some civil societies,
right,
seriously, we've been working and we are still working, discussing with government, going through advocacy and campaigns to ensure that this government understand that privatizing these essential commodities will bring more hardship to the people. We have had a lot of discussions with various governments, state governors, state assemblies, and some stakeholders in many of the states on this issue. And to God be the glory, many of the states, they understand the implication of this. And some have put it on hold, but some are
They've
still...
put the privatization on hold?
Yes, yeah.
And has it translated to better governance?
What they have put it on hold, and now they are looking at revamping the water sector. Like Bauchi State, I understand, when we discussed with them 6 months after, they start laying new pipes. People who are using this PVC pipes, and now they start laying new pipes, and they start working on their water works to ensure that they put it back. And some of the states are trying, but many of them, because they are still looking at how do they make it to collect, make way to take money from these Bretton Woods institutions. They are still dragging their foot. Yeah, so we are seriously working, even with the federal government, discussing all the time, do a lot of submissions together with the civil societies that we're working with.
Well, if you want to look at privatization at the broader level, if you look at Nigeria's recent success attracting FDI through strategic alliances, Nigeria partnering with the BRICS and all of that, we've seen Nigeria's 2023 inflow of $1.27 billion after joining BRICS. So do you not see any potential for privatization to complement national economic goals, especially within the Vision 2030 framework?
Well, up to now, I'm yet to be convinced that privatization is the only way to even make our economy to grow. I don't think that is the right way.
Government cannot do it all.
Yes, we know that government cannot do it all, but privatization of essential commodities like water, electricity, health, education. When you study real security, if they tell you human security, they are telling you that education, food, health, water, and all these things that makes life easy for you as a human being. Those things are very important, and they should not be privatized or put in the hands of people that see profit over people.
But the like of Tony Elumelu also argued that privatization is the only way that we can improve efficiency and drive economic growth, especially in sectors like electricity. Even though electricity has been privatized to some extent, you still have government having a stranglehold over the regulatory framework and all of that. Why? Maybe it would have been better if government actually left it to itself. The president has also mentioned something like privatizing the refinery so that we'll have optimum service delivery from there.
If you privatize everything, what is the essence of governance? Let us look at it. Even in this developed world, they don't privatize everything. What is the essence of governance? Why do you say you want to take a position to lead people? To lead them for what? To just be leading them and privatizing everything, including maybe the air, next time? No. If you say you privatize those, as I stand to say, privatization of essential commodity or human security is what we are saying no to it. But you can privatize your mining and other things and do them. But these essential things that help a country to grow. If you privatize education, do you think that your country will grow? It will not grow. If you privatize water, it will also affect the health of your people. Because I'm a private person. If I like, I will. If I'm supposed to put salt for 100%, I'll put 20% to maximize profit. And what would be the effect?
That's why the government is providing
to the general
regulatory framework. You know, that's why the government is still.
Can I ask you, NAREC, is it working? Are they regulating the power sector as it's supposed to be? They are not. Let me give you an example. My village transformer spoiled. We contributed money, we put it on. The next month, they came for bill. It spoiled again. We contributed money, we put it. They came for bill again. I asked them, if this thing spoiled, why can't you come and do it? Let me tell you, it spoiled since March. Some of us say we are not going to contribute money because we are paying bills. To who? And we have written to them, and nobody has even come to say, let me check.
So what did you do
What's
eventually?
the problem?
Eventually, what happened?
Up to today, we said we are not going to contribute money and repair it, and the next morning, somebody will come and say, pay estimated bill. Even we have sold. Why we are saying public? Nigeria have even sold their meters company out. This were the avenue that, okay, produce meters. People are not saying that they will not buy the meters. Produce meters, give the discourse. And they will sell it to the public. And now everywhere you discover that estimated bill everywhere. And you know, they check, just do a study. We did a study. We understand that the sector of the town that have prepaid meters don't get light as those with estimated bills. Just on your own, just carry that, you will see what happens. So to tell you that this thing is not efficient, it's not going to work with us, and it's like you sold your car that you think you cannot repair anymore. You sold it and you now give the person who bought the car money. Think of the money federal government have sunk into this privatization of electricity. Think of it. How can you say, okay, this thing cannot work, I'm giving it out, and you are then giving the person the money again to support him? No, they have not brought in anything. Okay.
All right. So, comrade, we also understand that the union is advocating for, is it a revised municipalization now? Can you talk to us about that in the context of the conversation we're having?
Yeah, the municipalization of all these things is very important. And you see, what we're talking is that you take this, like the power sector, that we have seen what is there, we take it back and put funds on it. And in this way, you create some departments that will manufacture some equipments. And those departments must be owned by the government. And then it will be sold to this power station or power organization at a very good cost that will not affect the people much. So taking back of all these things are going to help to promote or to bring growth into it, and the people that will get the services of this thing will be expanded. Now, since they privatized electricity, as I said before, show me a village, show me an estate that the discourse have gone there to put poles, wire, transformers. You saw the debate in the Senate. You saw it. What happened? And that was, the senators were saying, the fact. How can you privatize something and individuals are still buying transformer for their villages, are still repairing the lights if they are distant? Your own is to come and collect money. Kobo, you have not sunk into. And when I listened to their debate, I was surprised that the federal government have a stake in those institutions. And there is no board. So we have given them, even with our own percentage, they are lavishing on it and they are not improving on it. I think somebody need to go and answer some question in the court.
Well, so a lot of people have been saying public-private partnerships as the middle ground in all of this. So, okay, we have some leg of private in and then the other one, that of the public. But your own union is talking about public-public partnership. Is there any difference?
The public...
Carry on.
The public-public partnership is going to be owned by the state entirely. Private people will not come in.
So you do not even want to hear about privatization?
No, let me tell you, it's not going to work. It's just going to put the people in suffering. It's not going to work.
I thought you said people are ready to pay when they get the service. But we've seen over the years that the government is not essentially rendering the services for people to subscribe.
Let me tell you, I disagree that the public will not pay for services even rendered by government organization. People will pay. If you bring water to my house today and I'm using same water 24/7, I'm telling you, I will pay your bill. And many people will pay. So I disagree with the issue of people, if it is government, people will not pay. People will pay. If you don't pay, they disconnect you. I'll give you an example of Abuja. It's prepaid meter for water. Once your money is exhausted, the water automatically cut off. So everybody is running.
No, people also do it. We also do it.
So that is running. That is running. Yes, and people do it in Lagos, though. Of course,
you know, you have your prepaid on
your own
private arrangements. Exactly.
Yes, after drilling.
And then when it's off, everything goes off.
All right.
And your own is borehole.
Well, that's the issue. But Comrade Benjamin Anthony, who is the national president, Amalgamated Union of Public Corporation, Civil Service, Technical and Recreational Services Employees. It's a mouthful, and it's a critical conversation that we're having. We thank you very much, and we hope that this engagement with government for better governance will materialize soon. Thanks to you and your team.
Thank you for having me.